Here's a look at the original Wiz Bang night flyer. I stripped the lights on the top using the thin lights from Hobby Parts, and then also I put a strip of lights, green on this side, red is on this side, and these lights here are all yellow. They go all the way around, and then I have a strip of white here. I did change this up a little bit. Instead of it being short, I've gone up to this point and into a point here and back down. So this, the battery support is now cut off here because the lights would come into this section and that would cover it up. So I've shortened this plate. In order to put the lights in, I've cut a groove in the bottom panel. So this is the inside of the bottom panel. So this would actually be the bottom and the lights would shine up through, and this is actually pretty thin all the way around, but the lights shine through that. So what you do to put these in, or what I've done, is first off you're going to cut the proper length. So lay it out here and kind of twist it around, and you figure out how long it needs to be. Now remember, there's only certain places you can cut it in. So it looks like you're going to have to cut it right here. So I will do that. And then I can set this aside. Now the next thing I need to do is go ahead, and you could, if you're going to do multicolors here on this bottom, then you cut it accordingly and solder them up. Now I particularly found that it's better to accordion the lights. In other words, I'm going to bend the lights like that so that I can bend them and angle them, and then just adjust the angle to fit the pocket here. So we go up here and we do the same thing. I'll just bend it so that I can keep it in one piece. Now you have to be careful because you don't want to take the LED off, and you don't want to bend it where a resistor is. So now you can see I've got an angle. So now I will fine-tune these angles so that, and the first thing to do is put it up in the front and let it run down in channel. Now notice I'm putting the lights in face down. The lights are going down, and that shows so that they'll shine through the bottom. Okay, now I have that. Now I'm going to go ahead and add a pigtail to the end, and for this I'm just using phone line. And so what you do is you cut the end off. I've already done that, and then we're going to cut this back a little bit so that I can pull the wire out of here. Now this is a fine stranded wire. It's also really thin, so it's a good wire to use. Now I just happen to pull out red and black, so I'm going to use red and black, and I just need a short pigtail. So for now I'm going to cut this off right here. That's all the length that I need. Okay, now I want to skin this back. I'm pretty good with the scissors, so you want to make sure you don't cut the wire. So I hook into the insulation and just pull it off. Now don't worry too much about the other end because I'm not sure about the length. So now I'm going to add this wire to my light. And I have, this is already tinned, so I need to tin the wire. And I'm going to make the black the negative, and make the red the positive. Okay, so now I have the lights ready to go in, and again I'm going to be pushing the lights down. So I'll start at the front at the point. And I'm just going to use a little hot glue to tack these down. So what I'm going to do is put a little hot glue on the two points either side, and I want to tack this in place. And to help hold it, I have a piece of steel that'll hold it down so that the hot glue can set. And then I'll come down here and put a little more, just in a couple of places. Just want to hold it so that it's down. And then I'll check the angle of my bend, the angle dangle if you will. And again, I'll put a little hot glue. Not much, just enough to hold it in place. And then finish up right there. So now that side's down. Let's go ahead and glue this side. Just in a couple of places. Now I'm making sure not to put it where there's a resistor, because I do not want to interfere with the resistor. And now you can see that we bring these out all the way to the end here. And now I will just cut a small channel for these wires to lay in. Just like that. And then I will also put a little hot glue down here. With a wet finger, I will mash that flat. So now I have the lights in. And I'm ready to go ahead and glue this. Now before I do that part, I want to test my lights to make sure that they are working. So I will skin these back here. And then test them. And the lights are on, so that's good. So now I'm ready to continue with the build.
Looks like the fuse is lit.